Welcome, everybody, back to the Ringside Podcast. I'm Daniel Spencer.
I'm Jeremy Warman.
I'm Eric Cornish.
And I'm Linda Kay.
All right, guys, we're a little late getting started today, so we appreciate everyone checking us out live right now. Apologize on that. I had an emergency that came up that I had to take care of, so it kind of postponed the show by close to half an hour. But hey, we're here and we're ready to go, and we're excited for to talk wrestling and to talk OVW because we got an announcement to make here in a little bit regarding OVW. So we're pretty excited about that.
Well, I always love I'm a big fan of major announcements when they're actually announcements.
Yeah.
It's time for our major announcement.
Now we was going to have a special guest on the show, but the special guest couldn't make it. So we did advertise that. However, don't worry about that. We still have the big announcement we're going to make on OVW's behalf. They asked us to do that. So we're still going to do that. And then we will, we may have that special guest on in a couple weeks anyway. So in the meantime, we'll make the announcement and go from there. So when it's time, we're not going to make it just yet. We're going to get people in here. Hey, share. If you're watching live, retweet this, repost it, share it, all that kind of stuff. That helps us out. And I apologize, too, if you're watching live. I got a lot of allergy stuff going on, a lot of drainage. So I'm going to be rubbing my eyes and coughing when I can and blowing my nose and just.
I thought maybe that dastardly Adam Revolver got to you and threw something in your face, too.
Ugh.
No, Adam Revolver did not do that to me.
Blinded by the light.
But that's blinded by the light. That's just looking at him and when the sun hits him. But as far as that goes, no, he did not do anything this time, at least to me, for sure. So, but it is what it is on that.
Yeah, it's getting to be what it is a few times too often. Linda, you know it firsthand. So.
Oh, I know. I couldn't believe what I saw last week. I promised you, promised everyone, Adam Revolver, Shannon, to everybody, I'll be back very soon. And Cal will get what's coming to Adam Revolver.
Wait a minute. Okay, Cal will
give.
Okay, I got you. Give what's coming to Adam. I got it. Okay. Well, I mean, he did get the title back, but that was before the fireball to him on that. By the way, Widowmaker 67 says shout out to the stunning Linda Kay, not to us, just to the stunning Linda Kay. So I wanted to, we might as well highlight that for that person. At least Matthew Berry says what's up, guys. So hey, at least he got us on that. I don't know. I love the emphasis on this time. I don't know what that. What are we talking about this time? I forget what we said just now, but that's pretty funny.
You don't know what it's about, but it's pretty fun. Is your allergies kicking in?
Yeah.
Did the microphone mess up?
No, just you.
Oh, got it.
Becky says shout out to the stunning.
Thank you, Miss Becky. I love you.
Shout out to the stunning Eric.
Beautiful,
I might as well throw that out there. Yes, Becky. Becky, if it weren't for Becky, when people want to buy Eric and my merch, nobody would be able to take the money because we're busy the whole entire show. We don't get to sit down and do meet and greets through the show. So thanks for Becky for handling that for us. Although they buy more Eric Cornish merch than they do Daniel Spencer, but hey, it is what it is. You're the voice of the Valley. I get it. I'm just a senior official.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, and Linda's. She said, and Linda's too. Yeah, you do.
Becky. The beautiful Becky, as I like to say when I'm there at Davis Arena.
Yeah, absolutely. We have so many beautiful people work at OVW, so it's exciting for sure. A lot to talk about in the world of wrestling before we get to our OVW announcement. I know that WB had a show, I think last night called Monday Night Raw, but I didn't watch it. So all I know is that they kind of picked their teams for War Games, and somebody shockingly joined the Judgment Day's team or something, right? Is that what I'm
Well, not officially. Not officially.
Okay.
We didn't, we kind of got the 4-on-4 We don't know. Well, we do know that JD McDonough is now officially a member of the Judgment Day.
Okay.
But Drew McIntyre seemed to take sides and shake hands with Mommy and all that. So do we know, is there somebody actually being added to the team, or is he just in cahoots with the Judgment Day? We don't know. So
because they've
cliffhanger.
They've not really made it clear, but every War Games they've had in WWE has been 4-on-4, hasn't it? So
I think it'll
5.
I thought it was 5. Was it 5-on-5 last year?
I thought it was 5-on-5 last year as well. I thought it was 5-on-5.
If it was, then let's see.
Yeah, because wasn't it Roman, the Usos, Solo, and Sammy last year?
Yeah.
No,
Roman wasn't in it last year?
No.
Yeah.
I think it was just the Usos, Sammy, and gosh, I almost called him Umaga. Solo.
Yeah, not sure there.
You wonder if Drew's gonna take probably gonna take Dominic's spot, I would guess. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna take anybody's spot or if he's just gonna be the enforcer, but as Cody said, they got friends too. If you're not paying attention, you might just jump up and bite you when you're not looking out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I could have sworn there were some 5-on-5s though, because
no, it's Survivor Series 5-on-5s, but in
War Games. Okay.
In WWE anyway, it's been 4-on-4 as far as I remember. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Keith, if you're joining the show a little bit later, at the very beginning, we mentioned there will be a special announcement on here. I know you said, Eric, tell us who's making the announcement. It's actually going to be us. It's making the announcement. The special guest will not be on, but Eric can do it. Yeah. Special guest will not be on just yet. We couldn't make that work schedule-wise, but they will be on in the future to talk about some other stuff. But however, the special announcement based on OVW that's going to come in a little bit later in the show. And Eric, my man, can tell us what that is here in a little bit. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll get to that coming up. Yeah. But we do have some other organizations to talk about. So as we're talking about WWE, I will say I did watch a lot of Raw last night, and I really like the way things are developing. I mean, because Judgment Day didn't feel like a threat, and even when on the surface, it's like, okay, well, they're still trying to become that top level faction. Right. I really feel like they are more these days. I kind of like the back and forth where it was, who's the leader, and they were kind of poking them on that, and Priest said, well, we don't have a leader, and then it's like, okay, I'm the leader, so there's going to be that little tension there. But then they all agreed they're going to put Priest in charge of the War Game situation. Mm-hmm. I think all that much more when they lose, they can blame Priest, which I kind of like the way that's going. But he also was the one who inducted JD into Judgment Day. So, which before he was against. So anyway, I like the way it's going. I like the way that storyline is kind of coming together as we head into War Games. And honestly, on the other show, how about Damage Control? Because I might like that even more than I like the Judgment Day.
I agree with you on that, and I do want to make a correction. I just looked it up. There has been one 5-on-5 War Games in WWE, and you were right, Eric. It was last year. Roman was involved in the main event. I just didn't recall that, so apologize for that. But they've not said it's going to be 5-on-5 yet. They've not made the announcement. I've not even seen a graphic, but I guess we'll find out soon if it will be.
Well, and that was the thing. That was the whole where Sami Zayn kind of officially joined the bloodline, right? Like in that moment, against, So,
I mean, Drew McIntyre shook hands with Mommy. I mean, a handshake. That's pretty official in my eyes.
I mean, from an official, it looked official to me. So,
the other way of official.
I mean, I'm just saying. Speaking of things being official, I just want to remind everybody that we are the official podcast of OVW, just in case you wasn't aware. We are the official podcast of OVW, which is why we're going to be making the announcement for OVW a little bit later on in the show, because we are the official on that. Again, real quick, shout out to Dave Hero for coming on the show last week. We had a weird technical difficulty situation last week on the show. Audio got delayed on that, and then we ended up losing the end of the show. So if you watch the video, You noticed that our stream cut out. It was an error into the program we're using itself. They have apologized to us and everything. So it was weird. It wasn't. They actually tried to blame my internet, but I proved them that it was not my internet. And then they were like, oh yeah, there was an outage. It's not the whole network. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't my fault. See, thanks. Anyways, I know Jeremy's favorite place.
It was another Snitsky appearance, as we had 2 last week, I guess, huh? Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault. At least not that one wasn't. Dustin has a good comment there. Nah, probably just a handshake and a hot dog deal. Yeah, that's if you're familiar with that terminology, yeah, that should pop you. Yeah, it's interesting, and and then you got is AEW live from California this week, right? So you got AEW in California with the street fight, followed by Full Gear, I believe, is around the corner too. Is Full Gear this weekend?
Yeah, it is. It's Saturday. I was just looking over the card. How do y'all feel about that?
I think it's a solid card. I'm looking forward to seeing if we finally get the reveal, or if the only thing going on right now in AEW that's got me interested is what's going on with MJF and the whole everybody's trying to kill him. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the storyline, I haven't seen many of those there. And
Chris, yeah, we know you'll be at AEW all week, baby. Yeah, we get it.
Very intrigued.
I'm intrigued about Timeless Tony Storm. Excuse me. I feel that she's gonna once again be the AEW Women's Champion, defeating Hikaru Shida. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not. And you're entitled to your opinion. The card just seems so underwhelming for this to be like their last big pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I kind of looked at it the same way when I looked at it a few minutes ago. The MJF Jay White's been built up pretty well. I do like that, and I like the whole devil thing. I think that's cool. But then I look at other matches like, the World Tag Team Championship. I actually forgot Ricky Starks and Big Bill were the champions.
Oh yeah.
But they're taking on La Facción and Ingernable and FTR, Kings of Black Throne, which will be a great match. But again, I feel like I can see that anytime. You know what I mean?
Chris, why don't you get us some scuttlebutt on the big stuff happening this weekend? Go ahead and tell us all about it, Chris. Do you have any insight on what's going to happen with AEW? And break the news right here. Let us have the report. Don't give it to Sean Ross Sapp, or don't give it to, Dave Meltzer. Give it to us. Come on, Chris. All right. Anyways, sorry.
Chris is trying to spill the beans. It says that you know who the devil is.
I do know who the devil is, but I'm not saying. I'm not even going to guess, because I don't want to guess because I'm just not going to tell you who it is, because I know it's who it is.
You don't know
who it is. No, I really do. I know who it is.
I don't believe it. Huh. I don't believe him as far as you can throw him, Linda. Wait a minute. Never mind.
Daniel's pretty well connected. I think he might know.
Don't tell him that, Eric. Don't tell him that. You're just gonna make his head big.
No.
Look in his eyes. What do you see? I mean,
not that.
I hope not.
No. Anyways, it's gonna be interesting on that. What's also interesting is that MJF and who has a match with the Guns on the 0 hour for the ROH World Tag Team Championship. So MJF is in a partner, I guess, his choosing, or maybe somebody that chooses him, I don't know, is going to be defending these titles. I kind of like this story too with this whole Adam Cole thing, and he's still, the champions, and they have it, which is odd because any other time anybody else has been injured and we've had an interim champion and they just went on, but I guess with a tag team, one's able to fight and the other one's not. It's a different world. But AEW in the past would just.
Me if I'm wrong, didn't MJF defend his title by himself at the last pay-per-view, or did he have somebody with him? I don't recall. It was.
He was by himself.
Okay, it was the same.
By himself, wasn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah.
JMO. I believe it was. They marketed it the same way. It was MJF and question mark versus Aussie Open, maybe. No.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's right. Hey, look.
Wait, Howard. Shane Chess said, "Hi, I'm watching with Crazy Steve." You're watching. Crazy Steve is listening with you. That's no, I'm just playing. I love Crazy Steve. That's my buddy. But anyways, I just had to throw that joke out there. Tell us, hey, Crazy Steve, we love you.
Hey, Crazy Steve, what's up, buddy?
I should say I'm a big fan because I'm a big fan of Crazy Steve.
Hey, I wonder if Crazy Steve was watching the IPWF, or did it air yet? That was this weekend.
No,
the
IPWF has
throwback.
IPWF, I think, airs on Thanksgiving night.
Gotcha. Yeah. Crazy Steve knows a great backstage correspondent there.
Oh yeah.
What's his name again?
Well, there's a couple of them. So which one you're talking about? It depends on which one you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about the ring announcer that is yet to be seen. Artichoke Jenkins. I don't know what happened to him. He probably passed out drunk in a ditch somewhere. But I remember when he was the ring announcer, there was a great backstage correspondent that I think Steve knows pretty well. So
yeah.
The throw. Daniel, did you pay Eric off to say that?
I did not. No, actually, I did not.
You didn't.
Not me. Not this Eric. Eric Montgomery says Daniel's the GOAT. He used to say I was the GOAT. What's going on there, DJ Eric?
What is going on?
He's the GOAT. He should own his own. I'll put this up on the screen. He should have his own locker room in OVW and in TNA. I don't know about that. Honestly,
it sounds like he has somebody's Cash App available. That's what it seems like to me.
Oh, I can. Speaking of things you might want to do when it comes to things like that, you can always send tips and donations to streamlabs.com/ringside podcast. We'll always take those.
Look at that transition.
For sure. Yeah, that's great there. But yes, I do know what you're referring to, Eric, when it comes to IPWF, that he may know, or maybe someone in his family or whatever. I just can't think honestly the name of that person, but I know I can see him right now. Yes, they're IPWF has an interesting roster. Let's put it that way. A very interesting roster. And roster that you've actually had to yell out and you've had to give all these people their hometowns, right?
I don't know who you're talking to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was a mere child in 1984, my friend.
Right. Yeah, you were. That's right.
So
I'm sorry. I forgot you were.
You're talking about that drunk Artichoke Jenkins who looks a lot like me, but has somehow been lost in Martiniville for years.
Dexter Petticoat.
Dexter Petticoat. Yes.
Yeah.
Dexter Petticoat. I remember him well.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember seeing him on TV.
Yeah. Dexter Petticoat.
Back in the day.
That's the. Let's not. Poor Dustin. He's young. He didn't exist in 1984. Well, all right. Unfortunately, I think everyone in this.
Then you missed the IPWF. It was.
Yeah. I remember when IPWF later had a name change and rebranded. Anyways, I'm sure that'll be talked about in 1987 or 88 when that year happened. We have to go back and look at that.
Yeah.
Anyways, IPWF was filmed years ago, but it'll air on Thanksgiving night for TNA Impact on Access TV. And then speaking of Impact, watch this week. You've got the main event on this week's episode. It's going to be Will Ospreay versus Josh Alexander, and I'm going to tell you, you're gonna really enjoy that match. I'll just say that it's pretty freaking awesome.
I mean, say no more. I mean, that right there is that's just saying those two names. That's pretty amazing.
And another great match that's going to happen on that show is Sonny Kiss, formerly with AEW, popping in Impact Wrestling, versus the Knockouts Women's Champion, Trinity. So that's going to be another match to see as well.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So you definitely things you want to check out.
Hey, I did this in honor of TNA, by the way.
Yeah. What is
I put this up here today. This is some pictures. This is from June 11th, 2003. I'll just show you some pictures here. The night AJ Styles first won his world championship. Right there.
Oh, wow.
See that? That's me and the phenomenal one. There's Mr. Truth right there.
Yeah.
And D'Lo Brown.
Ron Killings is Ron Killings, not the Truth.
The Truth Killings, yeah.
Ron the Truth Killings.
Ron the Truth Killings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was from 2000. They was only a year into TNA there at that point in Nashville. So,
anyway. Widowmaker asked this question. Widowmaker 67. How do you feel about going back to the TNA brand name? And we talked about this a few weeks ago a little bit, but I'm excited. I'm pumped. To be able to say that I work for TNA, it's good. I don't have to. And the other good thing is that when I'm talking to people, and they ask me who I work for, and I'll mention OVW. They may know the name, but I'll say work for Impact Wrestling. Who? Oh, well, it used to be called TNA. But yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember TNA. Now I can just say I work for TNA Wrestling, and it'll be like, oh yeah, I remember them, or it'll be name recognition. So I'm excited for that. I'm happy. I think it's gonna be a good shot in the arm for us. Now we just see who else is gonna show up at Hard to Kill in January, because there's always surprises when we do stuff like this. So not saying there will be, I'm just saying there usually is.
Yeah, I like the name change back to TNA as well. I know you mentioned we spoke about it before too, Daniel, but just thinking of the names that you associate when it was Total Nonstop Action TNA solely. So
well, that's it. I mean Eric, well, right there, he's named. When you think of TNA, you think of AJ Styles, you think of Samoa Joe, you think of Christopher Daniels, you think of the Motor City Machine Guns, you think of, Ron the Truth Killings, and it's a lot of. You also think of Jeff Jarrett. There's a lot of names that are synonymous with the name TNA. So it's Impact doesn't really have that. Yes, you have some people that that were in there when it switched over to Impact a little bit. I mean, Cody Rhodes did come when it was Impact Wrestling, but he also was when it was Global Force Wrestling for a little bit too, a hot minute. So, it's a little bit different that when you say the TNA name, you can use those, you can talk about those people. And so Kurt Angle, Kurt Angle's his most, he had more of a career in TNA than he did at WWE, as crazy as it seems, as that is, but he wrestled more matches, did more stuff. Sting is another name.
Booker, Mick Foley, Sting,
yeah,
Christian Cage, they were all there during the TNA time.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I'm happy for it. I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to officially switch over to TNA. The last I will say though, just to kind of close, the last big show under the Impact moniker or brand or however you want to call it is going to be December the 9th, Final Resolution live from Toronto. So check that out if you're in that area. Get tickets at impactwrestling.com. Or and then speaking of Toronto, some OVW talent and whatnot is going to be there the week before for a Destiny for the day after Blizzard Brawl. So it's going to be a crazy weekend for those of us that are doing both shows.
Yeah, that's put on the miles and
is that you too, Daniel? Daniel, are you doing both shows?
As of right now, yeah, I am. Yeah.
Am I the only one that's not doing both shows? I feel like everybody.
I'm just Blizzard Brawl. So.
Oh, okay. So
you are the voice of the valley, so you might need to reach out to to them and be like, why are you having the voice of the valley there? And that might be a good idea to get yourself booked, pal.
International.
Yes, we can't forget America's Most Wanted.
That's right.
Love some America's Most Wanted. Good tag team. Question here from Matthew Burry: do you think Impact coming to OVW again? I don't know. I mean, maybe Impact Stars might pop in, or TNA Impact Stars. I think overall, TNA comes back to Louisville, which is, I think they want to in 2024. You're looking at a show probably being more, at another venue in town, but it doesn't mean that, an Impact Star or two won't pop into the Davis Arena for sure. J-Mo said there's 3 of us not going, Eric, so J-Mo's not going to be there. So now it makes sense. I probably don't need to go either, because if J-Mo's not there, then there's going to be no house. Like, he draws the house.
None.
I will say this: I thoroughly enjoyed the Impact special that was the Battle of the Bluegrass or whatever it was called. I thought that was awesome. So I, as a fan, would love to see another Impact taping there. And that's not the only. Didn't they do a couple of IP the Throwback Federation special events there as well?
IPWF has been held in the Davis Arena, the historic Davis Arena. Impact Sacrifice was there, and then the year before that, I think it was the year before that, the Clash of the Bluegrass, which was OVW and Impact coming together for a show was done to Davis Arena. You never know. I'm not going to say never that OVW and TNA won't do something together, or TNA won't come and do something to Davis Arena. I won't say never, but I don't think there's any plans for that at the moment. But it doesn't mean that there won't be 5 months from now. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see where that takes us.
Sounds like you got some pitching to do, buddy.
Yeah, well,
We do have some good questions over there in the feed today, so keep those questions coming, since we will be making our OVW announcement here before the show's over, so you didn't miss it. But in the meantime, I kind of like this. Just throw out some random questions. We like to do this every now and then, especially since we're live now.
We're live, pal.
So we got the lovely Linda K. We got the GOAT. Sorry, I'm pointing the wrong way. And then somebody called you the BOAT, Eric.
Maybe that's the best of all time. I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Like Natty, she called herself the BOAT best of all time.
Oh, okay. Or but it was also coming from.
Does that make me the donkey?
I think so. I mean,
you're the GOAT and you're the
Daniel
donkey.
told me
whatever. I'm the donkey. I love that. That was one of my favorite live moments of all time.
Well,
good stuff.
I know Daniel's called me a Jackie once or twice under his breath, but I don't know if that's the kind of donkey I'm referring to.
Under my breath? I'm pretty sure I just said it.
Okay. I don't recall that. Definitely not face to face anyway.
I believe it was on this podcast. Not our live version. You have to go back and listen to audio. Probably sometime in our first year of podcasting.
We had a lot of good times that first year. We did.
That's the one thing I will say. This look, I love doing the video format. I love seeing all your beautiful faces and talking and doing this thing like this. But I will tell you this though. There was something special, and Eric, you can allude to this. I know, Linda, you joined us after this, but there was something pretty cool about coming together in the ringside Cardinal Sports Zone studios and sitting down in that studio, and we kind of getting together and kind of chatting. Yes, it took more than just like the good thing about this is that if we're doing this for an hour, it literally just takes an hour of our time, maybe a little over an hour, but that's it. Or then you would have to drive there and all that, so it would take a lot longer. But it was fun about those nights and stuff we would do. And
the studio really it morphed, because at first we were in the little room down there.
Yeah.
We had the computer and the computer desk. Then I renovated the entire outside area into what Eric's seen, the state-of-the-art Cardinal Sports Zone studios that now looks like bombs went off in it. And it was, dude, me and Daniel had so much fun that first year, because we would get JK thinking we were being seriously mad at each other, and he would just be sitting over there like, and then we would cut and then give each other high fives, and JK would be like, you sons of guns.
Well, thanks for exposing the podcast and exposing our business, Jeremy.
Well, that was the first year. We were not in the business the first year.
No, I said our business.
No, they've grown to hate each other now. Like, you really hate each other now.
Hey, now. Then it was just a joke.
Yeah, I guess so. It's funny how all this happened. So why don't we do this? Why don't we I'm gonna go look at some news and we can talk about that a little more, but why don't we at least give some shout outs to, well, wait a minute, hang on before I go any further. Why don't we give some shout outs to our sponsors? I think that's probably a smart idea. It's kind of give them a little rub, because they give us rubs each and every week. So let's do that. And our first one I want to give a shout out is Collar and Elbow. That's right. When you go to collarandelbowbrand.com, use promo code Ringside, all capital letters. You save 10%, and you help the Ringside podcast out in the process. Some of the best wrestling apparel there is today, Collar and Elbow. Right now, they get this mirror collection you're showing right here, but so many other new designs and new things are up on collarandelbowbrand.com. Again, use promo code Ringside, and you save 10% on the entire order, not just on one shirt, not just on two shirts, but on your entire order. The best wrestling apparel there is today, and the official apparel of the Ringside Podcast.
Hey, Daniel, real quick, we didn't see the graphic. We do now.
There you go. Go take it away, Jeremy.
Take it away, Jeremy. All right. Shout out to our friends at CapGo Championship Belts. Christmas is coming up, and the wrestling fan in your life deserves a quality piece of wrestling memorabilia. The Santa Jeremy have just the treat for you. To get your dream belt made, contact our guy Abdul, and he will set you up immediately. It's easy. Join the Facebook group CapGo Championship Belts. Tell them the current title or when you want to design on your own. CapGo Championship Belts are made with high quality, and they have great customer service. Just send a message to Abdul to start your consultation today. CapGo Championship Belts. Get your dream title today, and mention Ringside Podcast for 15% off your total order.
Yeah. Linda?
I just want to start by saying I'm wearing a mirror shirt from Collar and Elbow, but to make sure you feel good, not just in your apparel, but just in general, you want to go to ProWrestlingInsurance.com, speak to your great friend Chris, find out how you can make sure you are covered if you get hurt. Now, this is supplemental coverage that is outside of regular health insurance. This affordable supplemental coverage will make sure you get paid if you get hurt. Because if you get hurt inside the ring, outside the ring, you'll get a check made out directly to you to help pay for those medical costs. And ProWrestlingInsurance.com does apply to everybody. You don't have to be in pro wrestling. Of course, we cater to you, everybody here listening in, who also love pro wrestling. But of course, ProWrestlingInsurance.com. Click on the link in our show notes. They'll take you directly where you need to go. Or if you don't have access to that, just go to the website, ProWrestlingInsurance.com. Speak to our friend Chris and let him know we sent you.
All right, guys, there we go. That's right now our. Just want to give a shout out to them. We got other sponsors we'll tackle before the end of the show, but I do want to always want to give a shout out to those guys and thank them for their support. And when you support them and you support us by supporting them and vice versa and all that stuff, just we appreciate that. I will say this. This is kind of, I know we talked about Collar and Elbow, and I love Collar and Elbow. I mean, you're wearing a shirt. I actually was wearing one earlier. I just changed before I hopped on the show because unfortunately it got paint on it. And I'm not going to explain why, but some people know why. And then the one of the things I do want to give a shout out is, or do want to plug, I would say, is I got two new shirts up at Pro Wrestling Tees on my Pro Wrestling Tees store. So ProWrestlingTees.com/Daniel Spencer. 2 shirts up. One is referee Daniel Spencer by JD Hoop, who designed it. JD Hoop does all these designs for all Conrad Thompson's podcast and Riffing It Up podcast, as well as just he helps make gear for people like LA Knight and all these other people. So JD Hoop kills it. JD Hoop kills it for these stuff, and so we appreciate him doing that design for me. And that shirt's up available. It's like a meteor shower looking thing. Shirt's pretty cool. And then Super Zebra Bros. So it's like a playoff Super Mario Brothers. So go check it out and help pay my bills.
I'm offended. I want to know how you got the Mario Brothers parody up on ProWrestlingTees.com, but my Fireball parody did not.
I thought about you. When I got the email,
how did that happen?
I got the email, and for some reason I was reading it, and I thought it was going to be not approved, right? And I'm reading it, and I'm going, "Oh, it was approved. Sweet." I thought it wasn't going to be approved, but I guess there was so much changed on it that they couldn't. You got away with it. I don't know, but.
Well, either way, it's fine because you can also go to prowrestlingtees.com/OVW Eric to find all of my shirts as well. Also, my good friend, since we talked about him earlier and he was passed out in a ditch somewhere and couldn't make it to IPWF, I was kind enough to put Artichoke Jenkins' shirt on my site, so you can buy that as well. There's also some dude named Brad Bacon on there. But of course, there's all the Voice of the Valley shirts, except for the Fireball parody, which you can find on shopovw.com. So go and check that out.
Hey, by the way, thank you for all those who've bought shirts from shopovw.com, because today I had a mail call today, and it was a great mail call.
Me too.
Yeah, I opened up the mail and was like, what is this? So we'll throw that up there. Shopovw.com. Purchase merch from all your stars, including me and Eric. Linda's coming soon. So
or you can go to that website right there too, because I do have my Are You Ready t-shirts up at lovelylindak.com in my merch store. I've got them now. Literally picked them up today. Got the Are You Ready shirts now also in red. So now they're also in red, black, and turquoise. So you can check it out.
Like that.
Are you ready?
Linda, it's also almost 2024. We've got some calendars on the way, or what?
Yes. Because
I know a guy. I know a guy. Can get you some. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know.
Actually,
would highly recommend.
I'm going to throw this out there.
I'm going to say who it is.
Dustin put this up on the podcast questionnaire. Dustin said, do you think fans of Kurt Angle would really enjoy Josh Alexander? Abso-freaking-lutely. I think that they are almost one and the same person. Like they're like Josh Alexander reminds me of the Canadian Eric Kurt Angle, and you literally like he's been like called that by so many people. And when Josh Alexander was on his podcast, it was pretty cool to hear them. And someone that's been in the ring with both of them is one of my mentors, Brian Hebner, and Brian says the same thing. So especially the way he trains and puts together his matches and stuff like that. So 100% Josh Alexander is if you enjoy Kurt Angle, you enjoy Josh Alexander, and he's like the new version of him for sure. Other than someone that gets it like that, the only person that's got it from outside of wrestling world is like a Logan Paul, who's just understood the business quickly. That's the only thing that's different between, say a Josh Alexander, because he's been in the business for a while. He didn't just hop in and then pick it up like Logan Paul did and Kurt Angle did, but he wrestles with intense like him, and it's pretty awesome. So yes, for sure. No doubt on that. Let's see. We'll just go ahead and throw this up there because it's all the scuttlebutt, and I don't care. Have any of you guys been to an IWA show, and what do you guys think about it? I've unfortunately been to one in my life, and I can never get that money and my time back. So there you go.
Well, I'll just say this: I have not, and I know it has a history. And if you go back into the early 2000s, there's a lot of great stuff that came out of there, and a lot of great talent that came out of there. Your CM Punks came out of there. Your Chris Heroes came out of there. Your Colt Cabanas. I mean, the list goes on and on. That being said, it's done a lot of negative things to a lot of people that I respect. And it's had too many false starts over the last decade or so. And I would rather just not. So that's it. That's all I really want to say about it.
Yep,
that's all.
That's all needs to be said. Let's see here. Derek asked a great question. Derek said, with 2023 almost over, what's y'all's favorite matches from this year? Well, guess what, Derek? Guess what? We will answer this question, every single one of those, in just a few weeks when we do our end of the year awards that we do every year. That'll come in December. And one of the topics is match of the year. And so we will definitely, and we always do honorable mentions as well. So we won't just talk about one. We will talk about other things as well. So that will be, look forward to that. It's our year-end ringside review. It'll be the end of 2023, our last episode of the year. And we'll take like a 3-week break for the holidays. So be on the lookout for that.
Sometimes we do.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Listen, I was in the hospital from January to April. I didn't mean to take a 3-month break. Give me a break. Now, are we doing? So I know in past years we've split it up, but are we going to do like favorite AEW match, favorite WWE, just favorite and just favorite match in general.
Yep. Well, I think I actually just sent you all this week the categories, and let me look at it again just to make sure.
I'm gonna need you to type that up so I can copy and paste it into my notes and do it the right way.
Well, I have it typed up. I just made a screenshot of it, but I can send it to you. You would just do match of the year. Yeah, the only thing we break up individually is we do a special OVW since we're the official podcast of OVW. We can add an OVW match of the year because we've done that maybe before. But we do that who we want to see in, and we name all the different companies: WWE, WTNA, OVW in the year 2024. So I'll tell you what. Let me do this. Let's see if this will fit on the screen. I'll throw up the categories so people can see them. How about that? Since we're talking about it. Again, I don't know if it's going to show up on the screen because sometimes I have to edit this to fit the screen right. So this is kind of a spare of the moment. Let me.
It's also spur of the moment.
I want correcting him. What did I say?
You said spare. You said it's a spare of the moment.
It's dealing with those.
I got allergies going on, dude.
I said the wrong thing earlier. Allergies. It's okay.
All right. Oh no, I have to resize it for the fit. So this is not gonna work. So,
but I know what my last of in 2024 is. It's major announcements. That's for sure.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get it while we're talking. Let me see if I can get it edit it real quick to fit up on the screen. How about that? Let's try.
Sure. Look, those the awards we do at the end of the year. That's one of my favorite shows that we do now. Eric, how many have you been a part of? 3? Is this your 4th?
3 maybe. I think this might be about 4th. I think that might be right.
Sounds about right.
I've just done the one last year.
I'm gonna enter this telemarketer real quick. Hello.
Oh, this is great. He really just answered the telemarketer, huh?
Okay.
This live on the air telemarketer. Why don't you connect them through so we can...
I don't have a... Okay, first off, I'm not diabetic. I don't need you to tell me about my car's extended warranty, and I'm doing a live show, pal.
There we go. That's entertainment right there.
Goodbye, customer service. Just kidding.
All right.
Was it Paul Heyman? It was Paul Heyman.
I can't tell you. It was the devil, actually. So now me and Daniel both.
Oh, yeah. See, yeah. So just me and Eric, the only ones here.
I'll let y'all know. I'll tell you on the group chat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let us know who it was. We want to know who the devil is. All right. Let's see if this will work this time. If it doesn't work this time, then I'm not going to try it again. But here we go. No, not really.
That's just your sneak peek, though, everybody. That's just a tease.
There you go. Yep, sneak peek right there.
Of our year-end special. So, Derek, just wait a couple of weeks. We'll answer that question for you.
Yep, we will. So be tuned. That's called a teaser, folks, to listen. All right. So why don't we do this? Eric, my man, I think it's time we make this announcement. I think it's time we explain what huge announcement OVW has for us to share to everybody, and take it away.
All right. Well, first of all, I will say that people that came to the show last week already know that there's things are just a little different, and they'll continue to be a little different. You know, I mean, just keep your eyes open because things are really getting very cool for OVW. So we'll leave that at that. Maybe more information on all that down the road. But anybody that comes to the arena this week, it's going to be blatantly obvious if you've been there before that things are changing. All right.
Things are a-changing.
Speaking of the arena, we love the Davis Arena. We love the historic Davis Arena. We have had 3 years of great events, weekly TV, big pay-per-views right there in the Davis Arena every single week. And we are on, I believe, our 10th straight sellout. I think, are we sold out for this Thursday? I think
not officially, but we're close. Yeah, we're close.
We're getting close. 10 straight sellouts at Davis Arena. So you know what that means? Davis Arena is a great size, but we need more room, especially for an event like Christmas Chaos. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in 3 years, OVW takes our pay-per-view on the road, and we're going to be inside the corridor at Louisville Slugger Field coming up on December the 16th for Christmas Chaos 2023.
Woo! Yes.
Bravo. Bravo. Bravo.
Now it has been quite a while since we were there, but we were there for Christmas Chaos several years ago.
We was, yes, in 2018.
Yeah, that was
2019. 2019. That was our last
2019.
I believe maybe we did one at the I forget what it's called now, but it was that
4th Street Live. I think we did 4th Street Live first.
Yeah, no,
that other one was 2018.
No. We did 2018 and 2019. We did 2019 too. The
Halloween.
The 1,000 episode was in 2018, and then they went back and we did Fight for Freedom or Freedom Fight or whatever we called it,
which was September 11th, and then we did an October show at Bourbon Hall.
Yep.
And so Slugger Field was the very last pay-per-view on the road we did, so we're going back.
The only thing that I can't remember is if in the year 2020 we did a show at the performance thing. I can't remember if we did one over there or not.
Yeah.
Ryan just said performance center.
That was. I don't think we went back there afterwards. So
we may have did a show
which
there.
Which is not even that anymore.
No, I forget what it's called, but
Christmas Chaos, the first show that me and you were at.
Yes, but that was the Christmas Chaos in 2018. 2018.
2018, yeah.
So Christmas Chaos is
anyway, but some people say that if they've already gotten their tickets, they already know. But this is the official announcement. If you haven't already got your tickets, this is the official announcement.
But I will say this, Mason.
There's still more to come.
There is still more to come. I will say this, as Eric alluded to a while ago, we do have a special guest that was going to come on and make this announcement. And the special guest was like, well, I'm going to come on in a week or so and do some other stuff, but I want you to y'all go ahead and make that announcement without me, but I'm going to come on and talk about some other stuff later. I was like, okay, perfect. So as Eric alluded to, there are many changes happening that are freaking amazing, things that are going to take OVW to the next level. That's all I'm going to say. Next level. So
and again,
tuned.
people that came last week, I mean, if you came last week, you already noticed, like,
I noticed some things change. Like, well, this is kind of cool. And it's all been positive because I didn't hear one complaint about the change. They all loved it. So just imagine this week. Just imagine this week when you show up and you see another change. You're going to be like, holy cow, what is going on here? And then...
And every week you're going to see a little bit more.
A little bit more changes. And then next week, by the way, the show won't be live on Tuesday because we're going to be live at Davis Arena doing Thanksgiving Thunder. So I believe we're going to go on Monday night instead. So if not next week, the week after, we're going to have a guest on that is going to go really into detail as far as what Next Level is all about. And but we at least wanted to get it out there. The OVW. I'm sorry that I know there was on the tickets, but people still don't know. They haven't bought the tickets. They don't know that it's going to be at Louisville Slugger Field and inside. It's not going to be in the outside area. Don't worry about bundling up. I mean, it's probably going to be cold, so definitely wear a nice jacket to the show or coat to the show. But you're going to be in the inside venue. It's going to be lit up very well. It's going to be our first live pay-per-view outside of the Davis Arena in over 3 years, and we're excited. And I mean, that means if we sell this out, holy cow, because it's a lot more, it's like double the seating of the Davis Arena. So let's sell it out, guys. Let's do it. And by the way, remember, you can always use promo code ringside when you buy tickets at ovwrestling.com. Let me throw that graphic up there.
For sure. I'm sorry, go ahead, Linda.
I was going to say, Miranda and Mason here, smart ones, already gotten in and locked in those tickets, because if this does indeed sell out the way Davis Arena has been, I mean, you got to get in before you are not allowed to get in to Slugger Field. So thanks y'all for getting that already in place.
Yeah, for sure.
What I was going to say real quick, I got to go to the last Christmas Chaos. My buddy friend of the show, Steve Rummage, defended the only person that I know of that has held the World Radio Heavyweight Championship other than Shannon the Doofus. And he won it from him at the October Halloween event down at the Bourbon Hall and lost it in a cage match when I believe a debuting Crixus showed up to help Shannon the Dude defeat Steve.
That's correct. And that idiot Adam Revolver was in that match too.
Yeah. But just wanted to say this. What a unique venue it was. It felt big time, even in a time where people weren't taking OVW as seriously as they are now. It felt like a major pay-per-view event, and it was all as somebody that was watching from the crowd. It's an amazing. Sight lines are good. We
Hold on.
No.
Hey, I know you don't like Ryan Mosley, but he's just become my favorite person.
Why did you say his name?
Eric should be the next Radio World Heavyweight Champion. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. As Homer Simpson would say, Steve is the only other person that's held the title yet.
Who else
coming after you, Shannon?
He's only defended it against like 2 or 3 people, right? His whole career.
That's it. Yeah.
You defended it.
You want to burn people? You want to stick your finger in my face while I'm trying to make announcements? You want to do all that stuff? You want to do all that stuff, Shannon? All right, fine. Let's bring it. I can bring the fire too.
Mm-hmm.
Coming after your title.
Hayden, if you missed the question, he said, "Where is the show going to be?" And where it's going to be on December the 16th. Christmas Chaos is going to be live from Louisville Slugger Field, live pay-per-view, not in the Davis Arena. So get your tickets at ovwrestling.com. Use promo code Ringside, save 20%, and we'll see you there. So.
Also, as cool as it was when we had all of the matches in a cage, I have been told, I believe this year, that is not going to be the case. Which it's cool to have them in the cage, but you know, you got better viewing, you can see better, and sometimes you just need to see the ring. You know what I mean? And not every match needs a cage. So this year, not all the matches going to be in a cage, which some people will like. So.
I will say this: Miranda talked about some of the changes there, and she mentioned she likes a new setup. She would like open the back door and let people know if they don't want to do meet and greets, they can just exit out that door. There's a security reason why we can't open that door because it's an emergency exit. But there are going to some of the changes that are coming is going to make it easier to get out and not have that. So we're just kind of
bear with us.
Exactly. Yeah. You'll see improvements over the next couple of weeks that will allow that flow to happen much, much better. So don't worry. It's been addressed. It's been talked about. That's why you saw a change on Thursday.
Ryan's over here pandering. He's trying to start a feud with somebody in the chat now. Can we please stop can you block him? Can we do something? He's
not now.
Hayden wants Brian Kinnison to be the next radio heavyweight champion.
But he's not on the radio.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to be a radio person to be.
Sorry, Hayden, but I was about to explain that to you. He's not eligible. Eric is eligible. I would be eligible, but I'll tell you this, Eric.
I would even be eligible.
Well, Daniel
I'd be eligible.
I could count my own pin. I could ooh.
Oh, don't give him an idea. God dang it.
Hey, listen. If not me, then Linda. Linda already took it to Shannon twice.
No. I would. And Linda, I wish it would be like 24/7 rules because I would immediately just, hey. I will say this: Eric showed up. Look for Eric. Shannon the Dude was playing at a bar in Louisville, playing his band at TK's Pub, and me and Eric was just wanting to hang. Eric was like, "Hey man, you want to come hang out with me?" Now I didn't understand what Eric was talking about. I was like, "Sure, man."
Yeah, I didn't know Shannon was playing.
I feel like you did because you kind of got there, and I was like, "Wait," and you were like, "Oh yeah, I got an idea." But unfortunately, the World Radio Heavyweight title was not there. I don't know why he didn't bring it because he usually brings it everywhere. So therefore, it couldn't be defended. But I mean, we were ready for 24/7 rules, and I would have easily counted that 1, 2, 3, and I would have fast counted that mother lover too. I ain't gonna lie to you, just to get that title off of him and put it around Eric's waist. would have been great.
Listen, Eric, I will say
but I think he must have sniffed us out.
He probably did. But what I want to say to you, anytime you need somebody in your corner, I'll be there for you, buddy. You've been nothing but good to me.
Awesome, man.
And the one time Adam did try something with you, as soon as I stood up and walked towards you, he ran out ran up the entrance. So I think he probably remembered me from being with Steve. So I'm sure he's scared to death.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, I think at that show they sniffed us out because he ended up kicking us out after their first set. They were like, "Get out of here." So I'm like, whatever. I didn't want to be here and listen to your crappy music anyway.
So Hayden wants a Fatal 4 match between Jeremy, Linda, me, and Shannon the Dude, with him being a special guest referee. I don't know, Eric. I don't know. I guess you're announcing it. I guess that's what's happening.
I'm out. Yeah.
But
say, Eric, if you ever get this match, be happy to be your valet.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so
then
that's.
You'll be happy to blow a call so that you win.
Whoa! I didn't see this one. Oh, I didn't know Eric and Eric have. I didn't know Eric and
That's
Eric.
what I
like
was
each
just
other.
saying. Yeah.
I want anyone but Eric Cornish to be Radio World Champion. Holy cow! What did Eric Montgomery? What did DJ Eric do to you? What did you do to DJ Eric?
Oh man, I thought he was a fan. I guess not. That's crazy.
Miranda said that Shannon needs to use the promo code to get a better belt. That may be comment of the year. Can we add that? We'll add that for next year. Comment of the year from the chat line.
Yeah, comment
I like that, Miranda.
Sure. That was great.
That's for bringing in PJ Jones. Says I can beat down any guy. Well, thank you. I'm gonna say his name. Sorry, Jimmy. Thanks, Ryan.
Come on. The next time anybody mentions his name, I'm going to exit the show, and I won't be back until there's been some moratorium come to where he's not allowed to be acknowledged. He's the opposite of Roman Reigns. Do not acknowledge him.
So Eric Montgomery said, "I want to see Adam Revolver tied to the ring ropes and Queen Linda lay into him with a kendo stick." All right, I'm okay with that.
I would love that too. These are great ideas, everybody.
Yeah,
coming. That's a great idea.
Stuff.
We haven't seen. I mean, we've seen kendo sticks kind of lately, but I haven't seen a female with kendo stick. Well, wait, we've seen our ladies with the bats and the barbed wire bats and stuff, but kendo stick.
I like it.
I mean, well, there is a woman who uses a kendo stick. She calls it Kendra because her husband has one that calls it Kenny. Kendo, Kenny, and that's Alicia Edwards. But
I meant OVW. Sorry,
OVW.
But,
yeah.
But yep.
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to make sure you meant just OVW, not over in general in wrestling.
Correct.
On that.
Sorry, in my mind, I was picturing OVW.
All right. Before we go a little bit further, I want to give a shout out to our other sponsors because we got to pay the bills, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about cornbread hemp. When you go to cornbreadhemp.com/ringside, use the promo code ringside when you check out. You save 15% on all the best CBD products out there. I'm telling you what, my favorite product they have is the sleep gummies. Their gummies were amazing in itself, the CBD products, to help put you to sleep and relax you. But those sleep gummies just put you right to sleep, especially on a long day, especially on a day when you've had a lot of stress, a lot of things going on, and maybe you're just having a hard time sleeping. But please go to cornbreadhemp.com, support us by supporting them, and use promo code ringside, save 15%. And they're not the gummies is not all they have. They have so many amazing CBD products on the line, from their lotion to either capsules and many other things. Cornbreadhemp.com/ringside to see everything. But when you go to checkout, save 15% by using promo code ringside. Eric?
Had one of those sleep gummies last night, by the way. Is really good, and it includes chamomile, no melatonin in it, so definitely check that out. Also, something else you need to check out. That is manscaped.com. That's right, manscaped.com, a supporter of the Ringside Podcast. They're the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, and their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. You could use the code referee referee, that code at manscaped.com, and check it out. Now, if you go to manscaped.com right now, just in time for the holidays, the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is now available, which includes the dual head lawnmower 5.0, which not only has the trimming head, but also the foil blade, which means you can get an extra close shave wherever you need it. And you know what I mean. The Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer, which I absolutely love. The Crop Soother, the ball aftershave lotion, the Crop Preserver deodorant, the Magic Mat disposable shaving mats, plus the Boxers 2.0 and the Shed 2.0 to keep all your goodies. It's all right there inside the Performance Package 5.0. Just one of the many things you can save on at manscaped.com when you use code referee. 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Go check it out. Your bizholes will thank you.
I like how you spoke in Carney there on that. Yeah, your bizholes will thank you. For sure. All right. Let's look at the chat. I got some.
No, let's not.
Uh-oh. What's happening here? Oh, what's
up, Wes?
What's up?
Wes is in the house.
Mason Jenkins, Jenkins, not to be confused with that guy Mason on YouTube, but it says Daniel might not be the best ref to use. He's been blowing some calls lately. What? What calls have I been blowing? I'm just a little confused on this myself. Do y'all know what he's talking about?
The Haley J match.
I mean, I hate to tell you, but
the Haley J match. Look, I explained that. I turned around. I didn't see that. Once I went to management and said, "Hey, what's going?" Explained to them, they were going to get the rematch, and now Haley J hasn't beat Tiffany and got her title back. But I agree, it should not have she didn't use the Saga Rock, but at the time I had to call what I saw, and she had it in her hand, and Tiffany was down. So
you just said give you one example. That's all I was doing. I was just doing what you asked.
No, I know. That's fine. I get that. Brian Kennison heard his name and came running. I don't remember. Did Brian Kennison hop in the show?
I haven't seen him, but then again, you're talking about somebody who don't know his hind end from a hole in the ground.
Talking about the kendo sticks. I mean, that has Ken in it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Kennison. That'd be so yeah. Actually, you're right, mate. I agree with that. It should have been a no contest, and that was my argument too on that as well. And I'm not going to go into any detail on that, but whatever.
Normally I support the Daniel hate, but tonight it's all love. Keith Silva follows that up with, "It's more than a couple. Needs new glasses." I didn't know you wore glasses.
What?
I've had LASIK. So yeah, I've had LASIK. So no, I don't need glasses. I can see just fine. I don't have eyes in the back of my head though. Apparently things happen behind my back, and that I can't tell. Or get super kicked magically, and and then accidentally get super kicked, and then I can't. Whatever.
Eric also asked you a question: whose butt do I have to kiss to have one more hurrah with OVW as a DJ? Probably Daniel's. The answer to that is probably Daniel Spencer.
Where's the thing? Yeah, OVW doesn't have DJs. OVW has a production crew, and so I guess that's your answer. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put that up on the screen so that we can see what we're talking about. Yeah, we I mean, you're right. We don't have DJs, but we do have a production crew. You're right. Never know what happened there.
And then Hayden made an amendment to his match pitch from earlier. He said, "Okay, let's make it a fatal six-way: Eric versus Daniel versus."
It's called a scramble, but okay.
Versus Jeremy versus Shannon the Dude versus Matt Jones, and he offers to referee it.
Okay. So. Ref Daniel went to the Earl Hebner Screwjob refereeing school. He graduated with top honors. I mean, I did get trained by his son, so I mean that. That's kind of, there is some truth to that, I guess. And I was top of the class in the Brian Hebner School of, but I was trained by Hebner, but not Earl. Although Earl did, go ahead.
Earl, I was gonna say Earl trained me one night, but we weren't talking about refereeing, and there were some drinks involved.
Coors Light.
So I learned, but I definitely learned some things.
Yeah, I look.
Linda, you did too, didn't you?
I will say this. Let me tell you how you learn in wrestling. It's never in the ring. I mean, yes, you do. It's always either two options, always in the car on the way to the next show or whatever, or it's sitting down with beers talking to the old timers about stuff. That's when you learn. And I will say, a lot of my learning from Brian Hebner did come sitting down, drinking some Miller Lights together. But a lot of it did also happen in the ring too as well. So you got to take both of them. So yes, I've also sit down with Earl with some Millers and Coors Light and learned a little bit too from Earl as well. So that's never passed up those opportunities. Mike Chioda as well. Never passed up those opportunities for sure. Well, I mean, I'm looking at the news just to see if there's anything we missed, and I think most of it has been out there, other than
Oh, the one thing we didn't talk about, some departures from AEW. Thoughts on the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny no longer being a part of AEW.
I thought the Butcher and the Blade is still listed internally or whatever. I don't know.
I believe all three of them are out from what I've heard. Now, again, I'm not privy to contracts, but
yeah, possibly. But yeah, I mean the Bunny. Even there, they haven't done nothing in a while with the Bunny. So, I mean, the Bunny was killed at TNA. So we have brought somebody back from the dead already. So it's a possibility that she could come back to TNA. I think she would do well in WWE. I mean, she's talented. I'll get out. She has a good look. So I don't know. We'll see where she ends. I mean, there's also NWA out there. There's also OVW. So we'll see where maybe the Bunny can end up at. But yeah, no doubt. By the way, Wesley said, "What's up?"
What's up? From day one, I don't ever think they did that threesome any favors. It was really weird. It was the debut I thought was strange because I really didn't know anything about those guys, and they acted like we were supposed to know. So they never really gave us insight into who they were, why they had the names, and why and that hurt them to me because I didn't dislike them. I kind of thought they had a cool look, but. Mm-hmm. It was just one of those things.
Blade getting a lot of good matches, I don't get or not too long ago. Yeah. I was liking that.
Yeah. So anyway, I wish I would have learned more about it. It's just the typical problem that I think AEW's had throughout the years. They've done a better job these days, but definitely in the early days, like when those guys came in, it was like, why am I supposed to care? Give me a reason to care. And it's not a fault of the performers. It's just, not enough screen time to go, what's going on?
So Keith had the question. He said, explain how an OVW wrestler can hold an NWA title. Well, EC3 is also considered a roster member of the NWA. So if he had a title match for the NWA, even if he wasn't a roster member, like even if an NWA title was ever on the line anywhere, which it does, I mean, that was the thing. I mean, Ric Flair used to travel all over the territories and wrestle guys from those territories for the NWA title, and if one of those people beat Ric Flair, they would have been the NWA champion. So same goes said with EC3. He travels all over the world, not just OVW. He's also with NWA, but he also does other shows, and he represents the NWA. And if he was to lose that title, the OVW wrestler like Jesse Goddard's on Thanksgiving Thunder next week, then Jesse Goddard's will become the NWA champion, even though he's not signed with NWA, and he would then represent NWA and go on. So same thing happened with us. I mean, we've done it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, as far as OVW goes, OVW stars are not contracted, so they are free to work other places, as you've seen. The Outrunners, and Haley J and folks like that work in other places. So. But when it comes down to the NWA champion, they're a traveling champion. They defend all over the place. We talked last week with Dave Hero that EC3 is going to be defending that NWA heavyweight championship at Blizzard Brawl against Matt Cardona,
if he's still the
champion. We didn't think about that because if Jesse Goddard ends up with that title, well, then he could be the one. That's their Blizzard Brawl, and he's been there before. He was there last year. So anyway.
So it's and it happened with OVW's national heavyweight title. It was on Netflix series. I mean, the national heavyweight title was once on Shira as a contracted OVW wrestler, or however you want to say it, or OVW roster member. We brought in James Storm to have a match, and James Storm defeated him and became the OVW National Heavyweight Champion. But James Storm was not an OVW wrestler. He just came in, and then he had to come back to defend it periodically because he was the champion. So that was the rules of, if you win it, you got to come back and defend it when we ask it, and he did. I think 2 or 3 times before he finally lost it to Cash Flow. So yeah, I mean, it happens with us as well. I mean, hey, we can go back at Impact when Kenny Omega, who was actually the AEW wrestler, AEW EVP, won the Impact World title from Rich Swann, and he became the Impact World Champion until he was beat by Christian Cage, which also wasn't even a Impact talent. He was still AEW as well until Josh Alexander beat him at Bound for Glory in 2021. So, you know, it's not. It's very common. It's not something unheard of for that. You just don't see it much in, say, WWE, but it has happened there before too as well in the past. So, you know,
just to clarify as well, Daniel, when EC3 won the NWA title, he won it on an NWA. He was an NWA talent on an NWA show. He's not an OVW guy that went over there and won it. He was an NWA guy, won the title there, and then decided to come over.
Yeah. Well, he was always over. He was already over at OVW before that. But to back up, in September of 2018, there was a champion by the name of Nick Aldis, who is now the current SmackDown general manager, took on put the title on the line against a guy by the name of Cody Rhodes at All In, which, you know, became AEW after a while. And he lost the title, and Cody Rhodes became the champion, and Cody Rhodes defended that NWA title for a little bit before eventually losing it back to Nick Aldis. So it is something that has been done at NWA as well. That wasn't an NWA event too. So it happens.
Yeah. And you know, the other thing that I know Keith said that, I think Keith is pretty well versed in the history of wrestling, but you might not be. If you're a younger fan, you don't know the history of the NWA World's Championship. Like, even if you might not even know about WCW, but before there was a WCW title, there was an NWA title. And that is the title. That is the lineage that goes back to the early 1900s. That is the lineage that runs through people like Harley Race, the Lou Thesz, Ric Flair, Sting, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, you know, Dusty Rhodes, and then, of course, in the more modern day, as you mentioned, Nick Aldis and Colt Cabana and Cody Rhodes, and, you know, folks like that. So
Rob Conway.
OVW's own Rob Conway. So very, very prestigious title, the NWA World's Championship, known as the 10 pounds of gold. And it's I got to tell you, it's pretty neat to have it, you know, sitting there on my table by the bell, or Daniel, to have you, you know, pass it down to. I mean, that is a very, very prestigious title.
And let me tell you this. Yes, NWA has to sign off on it because it's their organization. So they do sign off. They do want the title defended all over the world and all over the nation. So they do sign off on it. But I will say this: it's called 10 pounds of gold. It is heavy, man. And I've held up. I got belts behind me. I've held up a lot of belts. The TNA title that Moose was having for a while was pretty heavy. But let me tell you what, that title, it's one of the heaviest titles I've had to pick up. And it
doesn't look like it would be.
Right, exactly. So it's pretty heavy for sure. Hey, Ness,
but wasn't Adam Pearce also the world's champ?
He was. Yes.
I just say this. Yeah. I was just thinking it was Blizzard Brawl a couple of years ago. Late great Mean Gene Orkling, excuse me, was in back doing some live promos for us to air and to record for Blizzard Brawl. And I just remember both him and I just, you know, after the interviews, just wanting to get a snapshot with Gene. And I think it was the first time meeting at him, but like, just, that was like a moment we had where it's like, we just gotta get our picture with Mean Gene. So I just kind of remember that because that was when he was a champion, and had that with him at Blizzard Brawl.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's been a lot of lineage with the NWA World's title. Hayden got a good question. Do we know when the Thanksgiving Thunder will be shown? Yes, live next Tuesday on Fight TV and WBNA. So yes, it will be live on Tuesday because on Thanksgiving you're going to be with your family and something else is going to air. It may be a replay, I don't know, but something else will air possibly on WBNA, or again, the replay may air on Fight. I don't know, but for the most part, it's going to be live on Tuesday night, next Tuesday, on Fight TV and WBNA locally in Louisville. So be there. If you can't be there, then you can watch it live on TV. So there you go. Anyone remember the first OVW Thanksgiving Thunder the main event of the first OVW Thanksgiving Thunder in 2008? Jeremy may have more of a memory of that. I do not. So that's a good question. Eric, do you have that answer?
I don't know. I was not in the Louisville area at the time.
Yeah.
Well, if I remember correctly, I believe it was Michael Hayes versus a certain outrunner.
In 2008? I don't think that outrunner was wrestling in 2008.
Shiloh and Michael Hayes was the main.
Also, remember the main event of the first OVW thing into anyone? Oh, sorry, hang on. He put it up here.
There you go. He's got the answer there.
The Mobile Homers versus is it Paradise? Oh wow, and Chris Sivio. Oh wow, I didn't realize they were a tag team. I forgot they went by different names too. Interesting. Okay, well,
I was thinking Mobile Homers featuring
Adam Revolver,
jackass Adam.
He wasn't really much a jackass when he was a Mobile Homer. I wonder what happened.
Once a jackass, always a jackass. Adam Revolver.
He lost his Beckham, I guess. He's a bend him like Beckham. That's a really inside joke right there, and if you get it, you get it. I think Eric smiled because he got it.
I got it. I'm good.
All right, cool. All right, guys.
Wait, let's get out really quick. Yeah. I think was it Miranda's comment?
Hold on.
Me and Eric of what to say to Tony Evans.
This right here.
Oh.
I'm just gonna say this once. I want Eric and Linda to tell Tony Evans just shove it when he tells you got to get to the ropes. All right. So there you go. Shove it. Or does it mean shut it? One of the two. He says hush.
Shove it.
Shut it. So tell him no. Say get the ropes. No. He usually tells the refs though. So we have to be the one to be like, no. I'm not getting the ropes.
See if I don't get the ropes for him, if we didn't do it, he would be out there talking longer. You know?
Yeah.
So I figure if I go ahead and just do it.
That apparently needs the ropes held open for as well.
Yeah.
It is Tiny Evans. It's Tiny Evans, not Tony Evans, apparently. Oh, Keith. You go ahead and call him Tiny Evans. I bet he'll tell you to hush. Yep. There we go. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Mason with a great line. Just get him the bottom rope. That's good, actually. I like that. Open up the bottom rope. I got the ropes. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I might actually do that as a rib, and he won't even know it. It'd be funny. All right, guys. As always, thanks so much for listening. You can find us on the podcast avenues for the audio version, and then, of course, this video version. If you're catching it later on, we're live every Tuesday, except for next week. We're going to be live on Monday because we're going to be live at the Davis Arena on Tuesday, but for Thanksgiving Thunder. But you guys all on the podcast avenues. Just follow us on the X, the Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube at Ringside Podcast. Subscribe to us today on YouTube and all podcast platforms so you never miss a show on that. We appreciate that there. Don't forget, you can donate to the show by going to streamlabs.com/ringside podcast. If you want OVW to come to your town, go to ovwinformation@gmail.com. Just throw this out there again. Blizzard Brawl is at the Waukesha County Expo Center on December the 2nd, live on it's going to be later premiering on the Premier Streaming Network, but you get tickets at blizzardbrawl.com. They're selling fast though, so check those out. A lot of OVW stars, a lot of big name stars. We had David Hero on the show last week. Go back to listen to episode 192, and you'll hear all about who's going to be there. But get your tickets. We appreciate that. I know Dave Hero does as well. And one more time, shopovw.com. Get your favorite OVW stars, including not stars, or maybe one star, Eric Cornish, and then me, your favorite official, Daniel Spencer, shirts. As I mentioned before,
my favorite official is Jake. I didn't say that.
Okay. All right. I'll see how it goes. And then you can get my new shirts on ProWrestlingTees.com, ProWrestlingTees.com/Daniel Spencer. You can also get Voice of the Valley shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com/OVW Eric.
Yep.
Got it right. You can get cameos from both me and Eric. You can get me to officiate your stuff. You can give me the birthday shout-outs, whatever. You can get Eric to announce your engagement or whatever it may be. Birthday shout-outs as well. If you go to cameo.com/Daniel Spencer and cameo.com/Voice of the Valley. I'm learning. I got this right. You get all of Linda K's stuff from 8x10's merchandise, everything, and follow her all on social media. Well, she's going to tell this too, but I just want to throw this her website out there, lovelylindak.com. Do that. You can follow. If you love Jeremy so much and you're tired of just hearing him talking about wrestling, you want to hear him also talk about sports, especially UFL sports. Follow Cardinal Sports Zone. Go to cardinalsportszone.com. And we haven't done that in a while. I just want to give a shout out to your show. There, you do a lot of good stuff over there. I know Eric's not a big fan of your Louisville stuff. I am, but
he's a Jeremy fan. It is what it is.
Jake. Why are you rooting Jake? He's orange. He's orange, and he wears tight shirts. I'm gonna start calling him Rod. And if you get that joke, then you're good people too.
Hey, Linda, show him your shirt again.
Yeah.
Mine right now?
Yeah.
Oh, the collar and elbow one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a mirror shirt, so it's mirrored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no reason why.
So you go to Collar and Elbow Brand for no reason why. Yeah, show us your shirt. Stand up so we can see.
No, we were talking about merch. I was like, do I have to go run and get my Lovely Linda K shirt? I'm sorry, my Are You Ready shirt. That's why. No, I seriously.
Hey, Linda, show us your shirt again. Show us the logo. We just want to see it again.
No,
Why
but
not?
it's funny because it is the mirror tee that we talked about, which is mirrored on the screen right now because I have
we
my
know it's
screen
mirrored.
mirrored.
We know. Okay. Yes, we do. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use promo code Ringside.
We'll do anything for views around here, baby.
Hey. Tell all your friends they definitely got to see the end of the show, but watch the host show on that. Cornbreadhemp.com/ringside. Use promo code Ringside, save 50%. Manscaped.com. Use promo code referee, save 20% on free shipping. And I don't have a thing for it, but Jeremy, shout out your boy again for the belts, so they can get themselves a new radio world heavyweight title.
Yeah, they can make you one, and it'll look a lot better than the one that is being toted around right now. Go to Capco Championship Belts on Facebook. Tell Abdul that Ringside Podcast sent you. You'll get 15% off your total order.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. You can get us on all on the social media at the Ringside Podcast, individually on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Daniel Spencer.
I'm at Jeremy_CSZ.
I'm at Eric on the air.
On Instagram, I'm at Linda K PWR. All
right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. We appreciate it. Next Monday, we'll be doing the show live. We might have a guest on. I think we should have a guest on. We'll announce on social media who that is, and then stay tuned for the next couple of weeks as we bring us that special guest we're going to have tonight from OVW to kind of talk about some more stuff, kind of more elaborate on these changes that's taking us to the next level. So shout out to that. Don't forget Christmas Chaos tickets available right now at ovwrestling.com. It's going to be live from the Louisville Slugger Field, and use promo code Ringside and save 20%. Thanks always. In the meantime, in between time,
till next time, you can catch us ringside.
Linda, show us your shirt.
See ya.
There it is.